One is $57, the other one is $6.99. Both are foundation sticks, both boast medium matte finishes, and I wanted to see which one was actually better, the drugstore or the luxury high-end. So in case you're interested, then keep on watching. Hey guys, it's Kat and welcome to my channel. You guys, I know I've been doing a lot of foundation stick reviews, skin tint reviews, regular foundation reviews, but I got an idea going back through all of my foundation reviews. I know there's a lot, I think over 140, both drugstore and high-end. And I thought it would be really fascinating, since I fell in love with the Essence Stick Foundation, to pit it against one of the most expensive foundation sticks that I've ever tried out. It's been almost a year since I reviewed the Dior Forever Skin Perfect Stick Foundation. It's been a couple of months since I've done the Essence Stick Foundation review, and I was really impressed with both of them, but I wanted to see which one was actually better. So without further ado, let's just get into the video. Okay, so I already have my hair pulled back. I'm gonna go ahead and start out with primer. I don't have anything on my complexion right now, just my morning skincare routine and my regular SPF. But today, I'm gonna go in with a trusty primer, and of course it's from Essence. It is their Hello Good Stuff Skin Refining Primer. And whenever I use a stick foundation, I generally like to use something a little bit more hydrating, because stick foundations can tend to run a little waxy, a little drying, and since both stick foundations are mattifying, I definitely like to go in with a hydrating primer. So we're just applying it all over the face. Now, if you're new to my channel, I do have normal to dry skin, hyperpigmentation, melasma, fine lines, wrinkles, redness, and pores. And especially on this lower region right through here on my jawline, that's where I tend to get mostly dry throughout the day. And since it's going to be a hot, humid day here in Tennessee, I thought it'd be the perfect opportunity to pit these stick foundations against each other. And while this is settling into the complexion, let's go over the fun facts between both foundation sticks. Now remember, the Dior Forever Skin Perfect Foundation Stick comes in 25 shades, and when I purchased it less than a year ago, it retailed for $52. When I went on the Sephora website, guess what? It went up to $57. It's supposed to have a medium matte finish. It's supposed to be multi-purpose, creamy, long-lasting, heat and humidity resistant, also sweat resistant, and I really enjoyed using this stick foundation. Now, when I reviewed the Essence Stick Foundation, this retails for $6.99, and it comes in 43 shades. 43! Plus, it also comes with a multitude of undertones: warm, neutral, cool. And I'm in the shade 140 for Essence, and I'm in the shade 2N Neutral in the Dior. I mean, this is amazing that a drugstore foundation comes in 43 shades, and then the luxury high-end only comes in 25. That's a point against you, Dior. But let's go ahead and apply both of them and see how they compare. So I'm gonna go in with the Dior. Remember, this retails for $57. I can't believe it went up another $5. That is absurd. But let's go ahead and open her up. Remember, it comes in that luxury high-end packaging. Ooh, and we're gonna go ahead and apply it to the center of the face and be quite generous with it. Remember, this boasts medium coverage and a matte finish. And also, this has a very strong, pungent, perfumey scent. I don't mind when certain makeup products have some sort of fragrance in it, but this is definitely overwhelming, very flowery and perfumey. So this is just a heads up. If you do have an aversion to really floral, pungent smells, this is already gonna knock your socks off, and not in a good way. But this is definitely balmy, and I'm just gonna take my fingertips and apply it to the forehead, and then right through here. Now, whenever I apply stick foundations, I like it to be on my complexion for about 30 to 45 seconds, sometimes even up to a minute, so it can warm up on the complexion. And once this is warmed up, even though it's a super balmy complexion stick, I want to give it that opportunity to melt into my skin so it's easily more blendable. I think I yapped enough, so let's go ahead and take the heat of our fingertips and blend it in. I remember really liking this foundation stick because it was super easy to blend out. And this is just as I remembered it. And blending it through here. Okay. beautiful coverage, nice matte finish, and then look at that. See how pretty it is? And I remember when I was reviewing it, I felt like the complexion looked a little flat because it is a matte finish, but we can always make it more luminous and dewy by adding cream products to the complexion, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. But this is actually really pretty. I remember really enjoying this stick foundation, so pretty good. And I'm gonna be very generous with this. I'm gonna go ahead and apply a little bit more to my most hyperpigmentation areas right through here. I'm gonna let that heat up for just a bit, and of course tap it in. And I do get red around my nose area, so I'm focusing on that area and just blending it out. Oh yeah, this is pretty expensive, but I'm gonna take my kabuki brush and just stipple it in and make sure it's super blended. When you're working with stick foundations, it's super important to really get it pressed into the complexion. It takes a little bit more effort, but the end results are really pretty. So this is the Dior side, and this is without. All right, Miss Dior, $57, one side down. And now we're gonna go in with the Essence Stick Foundation. And remember, I'm in the shade 140. Observe the packaging, super simple. It's plastic. This is also made in Germany, in case you didn't know that. So we're gonna go ahead and apply exactly the same way as we did the Dior, and just take a little swipe down there. I take a little bit off my fingertips and apply a little bit to the forehead. Let it warm up on the complexion. I remember when I was first testing this out, I really had no hopes for this stick foundation. I thought at a price point of $6.99, how good could it possibly be? But I was so impressed with it, how beautiful it made my complexion look, and especially how smooth it performed throughout the day and how it got better during the course of the day. So it'll be interesting to see how this side does against the Dior side. So now that we've recapped the Essence foundation stick, let's go ahead and blend it in. And honestly, this feels so smooth once you get it heated up on the complexion. And for some reason, it feels like it's blending out easier than the Dior, if you can believe that. It feels silicone-y on the skin. I mean, I don't know if you can tell, but look how so much easier this is blending out. It's just gliding right across the skin. Oh my gosh. This is really interesting. I'm so excited. This is gonna be crazy. Okay, and you know we're gonna do an all-day wear test to see how each performs and who's gonna be the clear winner at the end of the day. I don't know, you don't know, we're gonna find out together. I think that's gonna be so much fun. I mean, I know I love both foundation sticks, but this is gonna be fascinating, totally fascinating. Oh yeah, I definitely feel a difference with application. This one is just gliding right on. And same thing, I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit more and apply it to the center of my face. This feels incredible. Oh my gosh. Okay, and then just tapping it in, heating it up. Oh, there's a significant difference in application, how it feels. It feels really slick and smooth and silky on the skin compared to the Dior. Oh my gosh, this is exciting. Okay, I'm gonna get a different brush to just stipple it in right through there, right through there. Now, okay, so the shade match isn't that perfect, clearly, but I obviously got more coverage with the Essence side than I did with the Dior side, and I'm looking at, this is 50% lighting, but let's go ahead and turn down the lights to 20% and see exactly how the Essence compares to the Dior. I am shocked. I cannot believe it. The Essence has more coverage than the Dior. And honestly, when I was applying it, it felt so much silkier and smoother than the Dior. Oh, this is gonna be a fun day. I know it, I just know it. So let's go ahead and pop on some concealer and finish up the look. So the concealer I'm gonna use today is gonna be from the drugstore. It's gonna be the new Skin Tint from L'Oreal. I did a review on this and I've been loving this as a concealer. I'm just applying it where I absolutely need it. I have a couple of dark circles under my eyes and where I tend to get red, right through there. And this is in the shade 100. It is a little bit warmer, so since these skin tints aren't exactly a perfect match, adding a warm tone concealer is gonna warm up the complexion. This is such a unique formula. I can't get over it. It's so thin in consistency. This is really a magical formula. That's all I can describe it as. Silky, smooth, thin, really covers up the dark circles under your eyes, and literally sets itself. I remember the Essence foundation stick was super pale on my complexion, but we can always deepen it up with bronzer, blush, contour to add a little bit more warmth and color back to the complexion. I'm gonna go in with my trusty Physicians Formula Butter, Glow, and Go. It is a bronzer on one end and a blush on the other. But seriously, I've been loving this bronzer. It's super affordable. It has that perfect consistency of not being too sticky. Whenever I use a stick foundation, I like to use cream products to add a little bit more juiciness back into the complexion, because both foundation sticks have a matte finish. And even though it's going to be a hot summer day here, I want to add a little bit more glowiness into the complexion. We are bronzed up. And then for blush, I'm going to go in with the IT Cosmetics Sun Blush, and this is in the shade Sunlit. I want to go for a really beautiful peachy look. And again, with a matte foundation, I like to go with the cream blush. This is a stunning blush because it doesn't add any texture to your complexion, and it really is blurring on the skin. And I want to get that kiss of sun look. I'm going to go ahead and contour my nose, and I'm just going to go in with the CoverGirl True Blend Skin Enhancer, and this is in the shade Sculpted. I used to not like stick foundations, but I think in the last year or so, they have vastly improved. They're balmier, they're creamier, they're silkier, and now becoming more affordable, especially with the Essence stick foundation. But everything is looking good. What I want to do next is go ahead and do a quick eyeshadow look, finish everything up, and see how both foundation sticks look against each other. Eyes are done. I just did a super simple eyeshadow look using the Natasha Denona Mini Starlet eyeshadow palette. This has been out for a while, but I just love the simplicity and the warm tones of this eyeshadow palette. I know I'm going completely warm today because it's going to be warm today, but I love how this eyeshadow look turned out. And then I just tight lined my upper waterline with the new Smoky Cold pencil from e.l.f. and this is in the shade Brownie Points, and then finished it off with the e.l.f. Incredicurl mascara. I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips with my all-time favorite lip liner from e.l.f. Mauve Aside, the Cream Glide Lip Liner. As you can see, it is so well loved. You guys, if you love it, you use it, right? Now to top off the lips, I got something in the mail this week. I rarely get PR, and this was such a fantastic surprise. There was a box on the kitchen counter, and I was like, oh, I didn't order any new makeup that I know of. No, I didn't. But I got this in PR and I wanted to share it with you. You know I'm a huge fan of the Clarins Comfort Lip Oil, but they came out with a limited edition, 2 new shades, and it came beautifully gift wrapped. Look at this. Oh my gosh, I love getting PR, but I never get it. So when I do, I like to share it with you, but this is gorgeous. Look at this. Right? So fancy. Comes with like a little mirror, but these are 2 of their newest shades. Look how gorgeous these shades are. They look a little more opaque than their typical lip oil, so definitely expect more pigment. And it also has a little bit of shimmer in the bottle. And typically I don't like shimmer on my lips, but these formulas are stunning. I'm gonna apply this deep one right through here. And of course, oh, it smells fantastic. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna go ahead and apply the darker shade. And here we are with the final look. I love how everything turned out. All the warm tones that we applied to the complexion really enhance the skin. We don't look so pale and ghostly anymore, but so far so good. Everything looks great on the complexion. One side is $57, of course, the Dior, and then the $6.99 side with Essence. But let's go ahead and turn the lights down and see exactly how this is all looking. guys, I cannot tell a difference. This is insane. Wow. Okay, let's go ahead and bump the lights back up. I honestly cannot tell a difference. I am looking really hard in my mirror, my magnifying mirror at that, where it blows everything up and you can see every single pore, line, detail. And seriously, both look blurring. Both look really pretty. Hydrating, smoothing. Wow. This is unbelievable. I cannot tell the difference. If I'm going to be really super nitpicky and at a price point of $57 versus $7, I'm going to be nitpicky. This side looks smoother. And remember when we first applied it, it just kind of glided right on, where it took a little bit more elbow grease with the Dior. Okay, you know we're going to do an all-day wear test, see which one outperforms the other. We're going to do some check-ins. We're going to go out in natural daylight. Ava and I have some shopping to do. We're going to go thrift store shopping, maybe go by Target. And at the end of the video, we're going to decide which one's better. Okay, so let's go out in natural daylight and see exactly how these foundation sticks are performing. Okay, so here we are in natural daylight. It is so muggy, hot, sticky right now, but it is the perfect day to do a comparison of these stick foundations, Essence versus Dior. More like Dior versus Essence, to be quite frank. But I wanted you to see in natural daylighting how these stick foundations are looking after about an hour. Oh my gosh. This is really shocking. I'm like looking in the mirror, checking twice, checking 3 times, 4 times, magnifying mirror at that. And I honestly think the Essence right now, after an hour, is outperforming the Dior. Remember on first application how it just whoosh, slid right on and just provided a tad more coverage. This is absolutely mind-boggling. I should have done this a long time ago. But in its defense, the Dior still looks beautiful. I mean, this is going to be so much fun, you guys. I'm going to have such a blast today comparing these two. But even though we zhuzhed up the skin, we applied all those beautiful creamy products, they're laying super smooth. And that concealer, the Skin Tint from L'Oreal, you guys, I cannot express to you how much I absolutely love this concealer, but the focus is the complexion. We're really looking at all of these beautiful products meshing and gelling. And so far, I don't know, guys, I think this side looks better, but we'll do some more check-ins and we're gonna get up close and personal and see how both these stick foundations are performing. But yes, this is just an hour in, and yeah, I'm pretty shocked. But yeah, we'll do another check-in in just a few more hours, and we will find out at the very end of this video which is better, $7 versus $57. Oh, hey, it's been over 4 hours since we first applied both stick foundations to the complexion. I have the Dior on the right side and the Essence stick foundation on the left side. You guys, honestly, I've been running errands. I did my grocery shopping. Now Ava and I are gonna go thrift store shopping. Can't wait for that. You know, we always find some great deals. But when I look into my magnifying mirror, I honestly can't tell the difference. Remember, we used the same primer on both sides of the face. We used the Hello Good Stuff from Essence, and very hydrating, very pore filling, very smoothing, and it's working brilliantly with both foundations. Now, since it is really hot and muggy outside, it's starting to melt into the complexion, become one with the skin, and I think the Essence is doing a little bit better than the Dior. And I thought I would get some dry patches, you know, along my jawline, but so far, both stick foundations are performing beautifully. I mean, they're neck and neck, but honestly, this side feels better. It's a little more silkier, a little more hydrating, and it just, maybe it's just me, it looks better to me, I don't know. But let's go ahead and zoom in close, and you tell me which is looking better. I'm excited. So I'll see you in the next check-in. And we are back. It's been over 8 hours since we first applied both foundation sticks. $7 on this side, the Essence foundation stick, and $57 on this side with the Dior Forever foundation stick. Now, I cannot tell the difference even after over 8 hours. I'm really stumped. I don't know why. I don't want to call it like a dupe, but you tell me. So let's go ahead and turn the lights down and see exactly how both foundation sticks performed throughout the course of the day. I cannot believe I'm going to say it. I actually prefer the Essence side, not just because of the price point. And I know the shade was a little too light on my complexion. However, instantly, while applying it, it was just smoother, silkier, and it blended so much easier than the Dior, which I find mind-boggling. And then as the course of the day went on, I found that this side improved so much more than this side. And remember, we did not apply that much. We applied way more of the Dior on this side to just get that medium coverage. Both are matte finishes, both are medium coverage, but when you use less product, it's better for your complexion. You're not piling on all the makeup. It's not going to get cakey or anything like that. And it didn't settle into any of my fine lines. Another caveat of this particular stick foundation, it has that really pungent, strong, perfumey, flowery smell that pretty much kind of stays with you. I mean, not all day long. It does dissipate after a while, but if you have an aversion to really strong perfumey smells, you may not like this. So I don't know what to tell you. This is beautiful. This is stunning in my opinion. I much prefer the Essence side, not just because of the price point, but it has more shades availability. It also comes in lots of different undertones, and quite frankly, it just looks better in my opinion. So yeah, what do you think, guys? Let me know down in the comments if you've tried either or. It would be interesting to know, and see if you try that test yourself at home and let me know what works and what looks better on your complexion. Is it the Dior or is it the Essence? I know some of you are gonna try that. Try it. What do you got to lose? But yes, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you had fun. I know I did. And if you enjoy this type of content, please consider subscribing. I would love it if you'd be a part of our family. But for now, mwah, mahal kita. I love you, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.